So here we are, this is the new project, square lump of wood. I've done the preparing already because it's took a long time, and that's not the point of this video. You've got a little foot there, maker's mark there, that's held onto a wormwood screw. I've marked out centres, height and width, and we're ready to get on and start it properly. Okay, so I'll flip this around. That's where it was held on a chuck. So we're going to try and turn this edge down to that mark there. Yep. There's a crack there. Right, okay, so try mounting it up the other way again. Right, so actually what I've decided to do is blow it all. This is a concept piece, so I'm going to just ignore that horrible smashed upness and just carry on. So I rounded it over to the line. Round it over to the line. Now I'm going to turn it around, do the same to this side. I managed to round over this edge and this edge, and obviously I've still got the holes there, but never mind for now. So got it back on the normal screw, and we're going to try and do something with these horrible torn out bits there. That other side's okay because I was hitting that. Obviously I was coming around with a chisel, bong the gouge and bong those out, so try and do something with that. That goes in quite deep there, so I might have to take out quite a bit there. We'll see what happens. And success. So there we go. Nice profile onto that foot. See that? Just a gentle curve onto that flat. So now I'm going to flip it around, put it in chuck and hollow it out. So here we are, mounted back in the chuck. Now we've got to deal with all these horrible bits up there, and also chucking point, or the spur point. Got to get rid of those as well. That's not sanded yet, but that's okay. Just put some sealer in there just to firm up the grain a bit, because I want to keep some of that. But yeah, interesting. Right, so this will look weird to you guys because obviously it went wrong. Got massive catch, split all the, I should have done a tenon, not a mortise, so I've learnt from that. So yeah, got another catch and it just went completely wrong. So what I did was I took out the sides of the mortise and I made a little tiny tenon. It's a very small foot, about that big, and so it sticks out about 2 mil. So I've done a waste block here with a mortise in, which I have just managed, I'm not going to show you because I don't want to take it out and loosen it, but I've just managed to get that tiny tenon from here into that in a really nice click fit. I'm going to put some hot glue all the way around it now, but I mean it's absolutely solid on there anyway, but I'm going to get lots of hot glue around the edge there, and then we're back to the original plan, albeit a lot smaller. Right, so here we go. I've lost almost all the sides that I wanted to keep. I wanted to keep about that much originally, but it all went a bit pear-shaped. Well, literally actually. But there we go. So it's on a glue block. Sides are reasonably even. A little bit thick on the wings, but it was so incredibly difficult trying to get in there. It was ridiculous because, let me get my, so you got your chisel, so you work out that then. That's hard. Not a lot of space to get in there because you're hanging so far over the tool rest, you see. So just got to hollow out the top now. Drum roll please. Whoopsie. Yorkshire grit, I use your Yorkshire grit. Look at the shine. Look at the shine. Yeah, good stuff that. Right, so this is what it's meant to be. Originally, obviously that was on there, but it came off. I've since turned it down and put a tenon on there. So that's what it's meant to be. So what I'm thinking is, this also broke here and here, which I've glued back together again. Not very convincingly, but there we go. So this one's got a tenon on the bottom. So what I'm thinking is turn it round and make a tenon on here for this to go over. So that's what slots down. But first we've got to cut a bit off. So I shall probably cut it off about there after I finish the top bit. See what happens then. And that is where I stop. Yeah, so didn't really go as planned. The cracking went all the way through it, well at least the top and the very bottom. God knows about the middle bit, but anyway, so the top bit came off. I broke that by hand because I could sort of hear the cracks when I was turning, so there we go. So so I've got all these bits now. Maybe I'll do something with it. Let's have a look. I made a gluing ring so I could put this on there and then put the ring over there, press it down and glue it, but guess what? That failed as well. This video is going to be how to get round your fails and win. Right, so this is where it sort of gets a bit confusing. So this thing is going to go on there, and then I need a ring to go around there. So I've now cut a little ring which will fit over there, glue onto that and hold that down in whichever orientation I want it. But the problem is it's going to stick out a bit. So what I've got to do is put that very carefully over there. Now I've got to put this on here very carefully. I'll do that off camera because I don't want to break this as well. I'll do that on there, and then I'll be able to turn that down slightly smaller than the actual edge. So when I put that in, and there's about 1/2 millimetre, that should stand in sort of line, but we'll see. Okay, here we are. So it's in the chuck. You can see that obviously this is a little bit proud. You can see from there that, so I've got to take that down just slightly below the surface, so everything will line up afterwards. Right, so it's starting to come together again. So here's a bowl, followed it out, Hampshire Sheen original, done the outside bit. I've yet to do the bottom bit, which I'm going to do now. What I've done with this is I've gone straight in with a parting tool, so I've got a good sort of edge there, and then taken the curve in, so I can put this on a jam chuck and then hot glue it, and then that should be rock steady for me to finish the bottom. In the meantime, I have sanded this, put sanding sealer, spray both sides. I shall lightly sand that off with a bit of 600, and then use some gloss lacquer. Couple of coats of that on that bit, and obviously Hampshire Sheen original on the bottom of this one. Once that's done, we can then start putting things together. Glued up and ready to take that bottom bit off. And here we are, base is done. Just got to sand and finish it. Then we're on to the home stretch. And here are the 3 bits. So we've just got to put them together now. I'll come back to you in a moment. Here we are, and it's all clamped together, so fingers crossed. Right, so I finished. That's good. I'll show you what it is. It is a nice little bowl. Made of oak with down wings. Was meant to be out of one piece actually, so I'm a little disappointed that I couldn't make it out of one piece, and it would have been up the other way, but you know, hey ho, you win some, you lose some. What I am pleased with is how I actually got over all the fails, because there must have been what, 4 or 5 fails there, and you know, I was talking to a friend recently and they said, oh, you know, if I fail I'd chuck it in a bin or whatever, and I'm quite tight with stuff, and I don't like giving up on stuff either, so you know, I don't like giving in. So I thought, there's no way that I'm just going to give up on this and throw it away, you know, must be able to do something with it. So, but it's a nice little bowl, but if you remember that there's actually 3 pieces here. You've got the main bowl there, which is quite nice, simple sort of type thing, almost like a rice bowl really, and then you've obviously got the wings section, which has been just lacquered. You can see the grain of the wood there. It sounded pretty well. Some marks in it, but there you go. Can't have everything, can you? Then you've got this ring here, which is which was removable, but I ebonised it with spray, and using the press thing that I made that also broke, I've actually glued that on there. So now that's in, and you can see that's pretty much flush with that. It's a bit off, but you know, I'm not worried about it. In fact, in some places it's not, so it might just be where it's slightly off centre, or it's not glued down properly or whatever. But anyway, so you got my mark on the bottom. So the next project I'm doing is for a challenge. It's going to be a hollow form piece, which should be interesting because I don't have any hollowing tools at all, but we'll see what happens there. So thank you for everyone who's been watching my videos recently. Thank you very much for coming along and joining me on this channel. Bringing more and more videos out at the moment. If you can hear that noise now, I'm not frying anything, that's my little heater. But thank you for coming across and commenting. I really value comments actually, because they're there to help me, and they really do. So please continue them, have little discussions with me, ask questions, whatever you want to do. Just apart from be horrible, put them in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. If I get a few questions, then I'll put them in a video, put the answer in a video, and mention the name who I'm speaking to, of course. But until next time, take care. See you later, guys.